rồi giờ lu bê lìn lu tì nè cậu bê trong Asia nè cậu y rồi giờ lu ở city agro nhót cho Sacramento California nông nó giờ bây giờ mongตัวพระแค่ให้ต้องเต่าจ่าต้องเกี่ยจริงจ้าจัง
as mayor of Elk Grove due to the anti-Asian hate she instigated against the Hmong community last summer. Since then, Bobby has been busy tokenizing her Asian friends on social media and soliciting Asian-owned businesses to promote her as a hero of diversity in our community. Nothing could be further from the truth. Today, we are here to make good on our promise that we would begin the recall process against the mayor. When I, as a mother here in Elk Grove with no former experiences, interests, or knowledge of local politics, began this journey to hold an elected official accountable for the harm she perpetuated onto an Asian minority community, particularly during a time of rising hate crimes against Asians. I often emphasize that Bobby's attacks on the Hmong community and the unwillingness of other elected officials in our city to hold her accountable was indicative of a larger issues surrounding Asian Americans and how we are often overlooked in this country. For the last year, I've sought to raise awareness of the attacks in our communities and more specifically on our elderlies. It took the mass murder of 8 individuals, 6 of whom were Asian women, to finally grab the world's attention of what's been happening in the Asian community. This is how it starts. Since Bobby's assault on the Hmong, our culture has been characterized by many in the community as misogynist, oppressive, gangs, among other racially disparaging accusations. We have been ostracized and told to go back to China, and instead of taking responsibility for the hate she caused, Bobby continues to ridicule our pain and diminish our experiences. Her attempts to erase her own words and actions that led to this racial strife in our city is particularly reminiscent of narcissistic abusers gaslighting their victims to assert their dominance. And worse, after what the Asian community has gone through and continues to endure, Bobby still has the audacity to lecture a community she knows nothing about on what actual racism should look like to our people. How many more Asian lives must be lost before people like Bobby stops promoting Asian invisibility by telling us how we are allowed to react when an elected official labels our culture controlling and intimidating, when an elected official stirs up hate within the community against our people, and when an elected official scapegoats an entire community for the alleged actions of one man. Leadership matters, and I urge our city and our elected officials to set aside their political alliances for a moment and to do what is right. Stand up and denounce the hate that Bobby St. Allen perpetrated against an already marginalized and underrepresented group, particularly one whose arrival in America 45 years ago was the direct result of our sacrifices in fighting alongside this great nation during the Vietnam War. There are consequences to the kinds of language used by elected officials like Bobby. The short-term consequences of her words and actions have resulted in the harassment of countless Asian Americans in our city. The long-term consequences will impact children of Hmong and other Asian communities who dream of someday running for office here in the city of Elk Grove. I don't doubt that when Bobby dragged the Hmong community into her political fight, she was counting on the model minority myth to wage her assault unopposed. Sorry, Bobby. We will not be used as collateral damage in your political wars. We are not your scapegoats. We are not your idea of what a good model minority Asian woman is. We are Hmong.
Thank you everyone for coming out today. Today is the day. We have waited long enough for Bobby St. Allen to apologize to the Hmong community. Since summer of 2020, we have been battling this with her. She has not apologized sincerely and oftentimes deflected and blamed someone else. We were racially profiled and harassed by her associates. This is not the kind of leadership we need in Elk Grove. Before Bobby launched her campaign, she announced that everyone deserved a seat at her table. What about us? We were ignored and blocked for just expressing our grievances from what she caused. Where is the integrity that she claimed to have? Throughout this journey, I have learned that the Hmong community is not alone in this kind of treatment from Bobby. The Sikh community is also hurting. What Bobby did to the Hmong community was nothing new to them. Back in December, I made my comment clear at the Elk Grove City Council meeting when Bobby was sworn in. I've told her she has 90 days from that day to fix the division she has caused or be faced with a recall. Since then, we continue to make our effort in reminding Bobby at every single city council meeting. Our voices went unheard. We did not get a single response from Bobby or any of the council members. A true leader should be able to handle criticism. A true leader should be able to lead by example. A true leader will do what is right and not what's popular. This is not the skill set that Bobby Singh Allen exerted. We need new leadership. We need someone who will listen to all people of Elk Grove, no matter what race you are. Hate has no place in Elk Grove. Thank you.
I want to thank you all for being here today. Prior to Bobby Singh Allen stepping foot into office as mayor, we have asked that she apologize to our community for the disparaging statements she has made. Our requests have gone silent. In the past 90 days, since Bobby became Elk Grove's mayor, at her very first city council on December 9th, we have asked for her to fix the division she has caused. Our demands went silent. Instead, she sent her people after us. She has sent her people to threaten us in an attempt to silence us. The unwanted phone calls of harassment, continuous threats to have politicians rape us, that's gonna stop today. These type of behaviors are unwanted and it will stop. Further attempts to silence us will be reported to proper authorities as we have done before. Today, we are sending a clear message to all elected officials. We are not your political pawns. We will not allow for you to tarnish or disparage any community for your political gain. Your lack of remorse for the damage you have caused shows your true character. And today, we stand together and say no more. We have said from the very get-go, this is not political. The only ones who have politicized this from the very beginning is you, Bobby Singh Allen, and your Pablo. This is about the hate you have perpetuated. Thank you. If anybody has any questions, we'll open up for questions at this time.
160 days to gather the 10,000 plus signatures. Yes.
So another question, getting beyond what is happening, this is the first step. What do you think the solution is from your perspective? You know, of course, there's more than just one statement that can be made about that. What do you think the solution is to stop the hate or the steps towards it?
First and foremost, Bobby needs to take responsibility for what she did. She needs to step down. Help tell our stories. I think at this point, that is, you have the voice you have the ears of America. Please tell our stories. Do not wait until a mass shooting occurs to highlight our struggles and our pain.
What specifically has Bobby said to you folks that has ticked you off?
Bobby has labeled the Hmong culture a controlling and intimidating system. She has racially profiled any Hmong individuals who have objected to her racial statements as merely supporters of the former mayor. She has engaged in and encouraged online activities, labeling the Hmong community as gangs, misogynists.
When we come to talking about patriarchy, one of the words that was used to label the Hmong community, let me tell you, the person we're here about, Bobby Singh Allen, she herself used patriarchy when I came to a protest at the school board. I got phone calls from Seattle, from Arizona, for people who said, "What are you doing there? Why are you there?"